We now need to configure Python so that it works in our IntelliJ IDEA installation. So to do that, we need to click on Configure. Then we need to click on Plugins. I'm just going to open this window up a little bit so we can see a bit more of it. Next, we need to, at the top here, type in Python. We're going to click on Install JetBrains plugin. And that brings up this little screen there, which I can again expand out a little bit. So I'm going to click on Install. And that will then download the plugin that is then installed in our copy of IntelliJ IDEA to enable Python support, so we can get the most out of this when we're writing our Python programs. As you can see, that's just about finished downloading. Then what it will ask us to do is restart IntelliJ IDEA for the changes to take effect and for the plugin to be installed. You can see this option is here now to restart IntelliJ IDEA. Click on that. Restart. IntelliJ IDEA restarts. And we've now installed the Python plugin. So the next thing we need to do is configure a quick test project, and I'll show you why we need to do that as we go through it. So I'm going to click on Create New Project. I'm going to click on Python over here to the left hand side. Now notice at the moment Project SDK, if I click on that, there's nothing there. Now we need to have a Project SDK so that we can actually execute our Python programs. So I'm going to click on New. I'm going to click on Add Local. And what we need to do is then point to the location where we installed our Python interpreter. So in our case, or in my case, it was C users Tim. Now the next folder is app data, and we can't see that. And the reason we can't see it is we haven't got hidden files on. And Windows is hiding the actual path that we need to get into. So you can come up here on this little option here, click on that, and that enables us to see hidden folders. So if I then scroll down again, we can see that the app data folder has appeared. Note how the actual folder icon is a duller version of the one above it, and that's telling us that it's actually a hidden folder. So we then need to navigate to the folder where the Python interpreter was installed in a few videos ago. So click on that to open it. In my case, it's going to be the default location, and this will be the same for you unless you chose to install it into a different folder. It'll be local, programs, and down here you can see Python and Python 35-32. Open that up, and then just scrolling down a little bit, we want to select the file python.exe. And that is the program that's going to run our Python programs as we create them in the course. I'm then going to click on OK. And you can see we've now got a project path there, which means we can then continue on. I'm going to click on Next. And at this point, we just need to create a test project purely to confirm that our Python installation is ready to go. So I'm going to call this one Hello World. And for now, it doesn't really matter the project location. We can change that in a later video. We're just going to click on Finish. That should open the project, and I'll just maximize it. I'm going to close down this window for now. Down the bottom right hand corner, IntelliJ is working away. So I'll just wait for that to finish processing. The first time you create a project, particularly after installing Python for the first time, it can take a few moments to start. So we'll just give it some time to finish. You can see it's now done. So I'm going to click on over here to the left, and then I'm going to right click Hello World, click on New Python file, and I'm going to type Hello World and press Enter. Lastly, I'm going to type in your first Python command, which is going to be print, then in double quotes, Hello World. So that's going to be the command that we're asking IntelliJ to execute for us. I'm going to right click that and click on Run Hello World. And down the bottom left hand corner down here, you can see that Hello World is showing in the console output, which tells us that we configured everything correctly and our Python interpreter is ready to go. So that's our test concluded. We've now set up the basics for Python. So I'm going to now come over here to File and Close Project. What I'm also going to do now is right-click this option here and click on Remove Selected from Welcome Screen. So there's a few other settings now that we want to configure for IntelliJ to make the most out of it and to make it a better programming experience. So let's move on and do those now. So the final configuration we need to do now is to go back into Configure and click on Settings. And what we want to do is come down here to Editor and Appearance. We want to click on Show Line Numbers. And that will show lower numbers to the left-hand side when we're editing, making things a little bit easier to see, particularly if you need to share your code with someone in the future in the questions and answers section of the course. So you can click on Apply to that. And at this point, we're now done. So I'm going to click on OK, and you can now proceed on to the next video.